Hi guys, welcome back to Ladies in Red. Eurosvision is back. Me and Meg just give you a little preview for the massive game tomorrow. And whilst we're talking, I have got the France game on in the background. France, Switzerland are 1-0 up. Another shock. There's been a few shocks last few days, to be fair. But firstly, Meg, how are you doing?
I am very well, thank you. I think on Friday I said I was really tired, but I seem to have perked back up. But this whole Euros, I'm loving it. It seems like, I don't know, something must be in the water. There's a few surprises in there. And currently Switzerland leading. So it's nice to see. It adds that little excitement. The other day with Belgium and Portugal, I wanted Portugal to score because I wanted that game to carry on. And you saw it with Croatia and Spain, when it went to extra time, just the pure excitement and just the atmosphere, bit of a buzz around the Euros at the moment.
Yeah, Pogba watch along to the twisted arm, keeping an eye on Pogba, hoping for a big game from him. I mean, at the minute,
he's done really well. This whole tournament, if we're going to get into Pogba straight away, besides England for a minute and Southgate, Pogba's had a really good tournament.
Yeah. He has, to be fair. Hello to Hayden Vlog. Says, hello there, ladies. How are you keeping? I'm good, thank you. How are you keeping, Meg?
I'm very well. I'm doing okay.
Thanks as always for the support, Hayden. Matt says, good evening, ladies. Good evening to you. Good evening to Doug as well. I hope you're doing well, Doug. Make sure you go and subscribe to the Doug Out channel, the great channel that he is. Obviously, he's building a great community there, Doug. Doing really well, so really consistent. Definitely go and subscribe over there. Thank you for commenting on my hat. I'll be honest, my hair's not done. I was just lazy, really, to shove the hat on, but I appreciate that. Thank you. And then Gaz says, so put your funky hat on. Which one's my funky hat? I don't know what my funky hat is, but let's go on topic. So England tomorrow, Germany, massive game. I don't know about you, Meg, but the closer we get to it, the more nervous I get. I think that's the way that it is. The closer it edges, the more I start to think about it.
I feel like we've had a bit of a distraction, haven't we? Because we are the third day in to the round of 16. So we've had other games to concentrate on. And because of the results as well, and because obviously Belgium and Portugal was such a big game, because of the Netherlands going out, I feel like, not that we've slipped under the radar a little bit, but you'd expect the hype to have started days ago. And I think because there's kind of been these distractions that we're just plodding along almost to the game. I think once this France game's over and we are the next game to play, there's going to be so much talk about it, and I feel like that's when the news are going to start breaking about who's playing, who's not playing. But I feel like at the moment we've just slipped to the side, and that's fine with me because, like you said, I think the more we talk about it, the more nervous I get.
Yeah, no, I do. Germany's just that game, isn't it? You just you can't really get too excited going into it because you just know what they're like. Drop a bike on the video, drop a bike on the video.
Literally drop a bike.
It's happened again, Doug. It's happened again. Drop a like on the video, guys, if you're new. I'd appreciate that. Thank you so much. Cyber Leader, hello to you. Hope you are doing good. Josh says, I cannot wait for tomorrow's game. Unfortunately, I think by this time tomorrow I'll be drowning my sorrows. I hope not. I hope not, Josh. I hope you've got some bubbles that we can be popping tomorrow night when we've beaten Germany. That's what I hope the scenario is. But Germany just always gives you that horrible feeling where you can't feel too confident going into it. We know they're resilient. We know their mindset, their winner's mindset. Do you think tomorrow is a battle of the mindsets, Meg? Do you think that mentally, as much as physically, we've got to be up for it?
And I think obviously we're at home as well, and I do think that will be a factor because I think the fans are the 12th man, and we've seen so much because the fans are back as well. It's not like they're just there. Like, we haven't had fans for ages.
Yeah.
And now we've got fans, especially for a game like tomorrow. So I'd love for the fans to be heard and to be like a real influence on the game. But I do think it's mentality, and I think we have got a young squad who almost, like when you look back at some of the games, because they're so long ago, these players haven't really got that kind of, not desire, they have got the desire, but they haven't got that in the back of their mind, whereas other players might be like, oh, remember as a kid and they did this to us, whereas they haven't got that, although they obviously know and they understand how big of a game it is and just the rivalry between England and Germany. It's nice to have these fresh faces in the squad that I don't think fear Germany as much. Yeah,
no, I agree with you, and I think that, like you say, historically, this is a massive fixture, and I'm pretty sure the players will understand the importance of it. But more importantly, not focusing on them so much, focusing on ourselves, because we haven't played that well in this tournament at all. I know that we haven't conceded, but but we haven't looked convincing, have we? So I think in terms of us as well, it's about time that we put performance in that. We know we can provide, and we know that we're good enough to do. I think Southgate tactically has got to get this one right, not be too over conservative, but also obviously we need to be confident in going forwards and stuff, because we need to score goals. Meg, we've been ending it 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. We want to see some goals. We've got the talent going forwards. We just need to make the most of it.
Yeah.
Jack says, controversial opinion. I'd start Sterling, Kane, and Saka, and Grealish in the camp with Rice and Phillips behind him. That was what we were just discussing, Meg, literally off air. We literally just said this team, didn't we?
Yeah,
and Meg was like,
we were
no.
talking about who we would play and who we wouldn't play. And these are all names that are being mentioned.
You know, I would love to see Saka. I really would. And if I was doing a team that I would love to see, Saka would be on that left. But I think, like you said, Meg, off camera, I forgot feeling it'll be Foden, Grealish maybe central, but then Foden and Sterling either side of Kane. But in terms of Harry Kane, his performances, I saw someone just said that he needs to stay higher at the pitch and not drop so deep to get the ball. You were pulling your hair out when you kept seeing him picking the ball up on the halfway line. Harry Kane tomorrow, if he wants to prove that he's world class and earn his big move to City, I'm not saying he hasn't earned it already, but if he wants to put his name up in lights, this is the time to do it, isn't it? At a major tournament against Germany.
In our biggest game, yeah, in our biggest game. And this is where we need someone like Kane to be that leading the line, both in terms of positionally on the pitch and just as a player and the quality that he brings. We know that he's got it. We know that he's a good player, but you've got to show up in these games. And I don't think we've kind of given him the service that he deserves to kind of show what he's about as well. But I also think like he just needs to be leading that line from where he should be, not just keep dropping in. I think that he kind of lost a bit of discipline at times recently in the last couple of games to come and get the ball. But that's also on the players that are feeding him the ball because they've not given it to him. So obviously he's going to come looking for it. But big game for Harry Kane. And I don't think he will lose his place. He's not really been... He's not turned up, as everyone wants to say. Like he's not been the player that we thought he would be at this tournament. But get through tomorrow, and we're still, there's still games to be a shining light in.
Yeah, Matt says, having watched Germany so far this tournament, I think there'll be chances for us. Just need to be bold. I agree with that. That's what I mean.
Definitely.
Don't be conservative. If we sit back, they'll punish us. We need to go at them as well. Yeah, we need to go at them
every game, and I feel like
Hummels as well. His legs have gone, by the way.
Yeah.
I just want to add that in there. Get at Hummels.
And I think if you've got a player like Grealish on the pitch that will get at him, who will draw a foul, who will keep the ball around that penalty box, to get fouls, to get free kicks.
Yeah,
that's why I think he should start. For me, you've got targeting Hummels, getting him around that penalty box. Even get 1 foot in the penalty box and see what he's going to do. Because as a defender, it's so difficult. As soon as you cross that line into the box, the motion to actually come and tackle you becomes so less because you're like, okay, I'll block a shot rather than make a risky tackle.
Yeah. The Swiss are just on the attack end, so I'm looking to my right. I haven't got a weird twitch or anything. The game is on in the background here. I'll keep you updated if anything happens on that. Evening to Ross. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in, and we're doing good. Thank you. Jonas says, come on, England. Come on, England, indeed. Evening, ladies, says Curlers. Looking fab, still here with my COVID. I hope that you are doing okay, Curlers.
Oh, I hope you're okay.
Speedy recovery to you. And thank you for that. As always, thank you for your support. My Hummels looks like he's running backwards. He's absolutely done. I've genuinely seen Milk turn faster than Hummels so far in the Euros. 100%. His legs definitely have gone. And I think, like the Sterling, Grealish, you mentioned there, even Kane can get at him.
Yeah.
And we stand a chance 100. But we need to be at it, Meg. In our heads, we need to be at it as well. No more bottling it at major tournaments. Let's just go at Germany because ability on paper, we know that we can beat them. Just by putting that practice in there on the pitch. Like
I think the thing with England as well, this particular squad is that the majority play in the best league of the
one today, by the way. The one today. I don't know if you've seen it.
I've seen it. Josh was in the garden. I was in the lounge, and I was literally screaming at Josh like, "You need to watch this goal!" And he's like, "Who scored?" And I was like, "Just wait." Just wait till they go. Just wait for the replay. And yeah, with this particular England squad, though, like the majority play for the best league in the world in the Premier League. and barring Trippier, the other two play in Germany. So I feel like on paper we should have the talent to beat Germany, to get at them, to know their weaknesses. We play in a very, the Premier League very quick, get round players. We're talking about Hummels being slow. If we play in a very quick league, then we should use that to our advantage. This whole video is called "Go for it, Gareth," and I just think that's what he should be doing tomorrow. We've said it. Germany have conceded every single game. They are vulnerable at the back. I feel we have so many options going forward that you can't say that our attacking isn't the best in terms of attack, midfield, defence. That's our strongest point.
Yeah.
Attacking Germany's weakest point.
Yeah. Just go at them. This is mad. I didn't know there'd been 9 on goals in this tournament. 9.
Yeah, it's top goal scorer behind Ronaldo, behind with 5.
If you're Pedri today and you play that ball back to your goalkeeper, and it was a bit of a feisty pass, don't get me wrong, but
40 yards, how many yards out?
Yeah, and for the keeper to do that and then got home goal be credited in your name as Pedri,
it's so
I would be fuming.
You look at his reaction as well when he passes the ball. He just kind of stands there, like he passes it and just his arms are relaxed and he's having a look round to see where his marker is. He's not looking at the goalkeeper trying to control the ball because it should just be so simple. There's no pressure on him. I just want to say, if that was in a women's game, you'd see that all over the internet. Like, oh, look at this.
Yeah, true.
Football. So like, this is major tournament for men, and this is what you're doing. So
yeah, no, it was a mad moment. I couldn't believe it, but I did think if that own goal was given to me when I played that pass, I'd be fuming. The keeper deserves that Olive record all day long.
Write the goalkeeper's name on that.
Yeah, Natty says, watch Hummels have a man of the match performance against us now. Yeah, now that we've said that 100%, we will jinx it 100%. Hayden, he would definitely beat me in a race. Unless we're using the coastline, unless there's an ice cream van at the finish line. You're definitely beat me.
Take him down before he got to the end.
Quote Nicole, that one. Comrade says, Soph and Meg thoughts on Camavinga being linked to United. I like him. I think he's a very, very good player. I've seen bits of him, and it's a lot of people say he's a new Pogba, Meg, so I think you'd love him.
I'm not going to sit here and BS people and like say, oh, I really rate him when I don't know enough about him to judge him. Do you know what I mean? I need to see more of him.
He's a young talent. Young talent. It's not the finished article. But for me, these world talents, I mean, Bellingham was another one. We missed out on him. I think these are the kind of players we should be going for. And obviously, it depends on what happens with Pogba, what happens with Donny as well. I think it could be a good acquisition. But it does look very much so that if anyone is going to sign him, it's going to be PSG, unfortunately. Gaz said, are you Southgate out? If he wins the Euros, I'll say no. Yeah. That's what I'm going to say. Southgate in if we win the Euros. But
these kind of questions make me nervous. But like right now, Southgate's the manager. And I feel like you've got to back him. If he goes out tomorrow and he plays the team that you don't want him to play, and you sit there going, oh, Southgate out, and then he goes and wins. It's it's very easy to look back on hindsight and be like, well, you got it wrong. Well, it's very easy to say that after a game. Yeah. But if he goes and plays a team that no one was expecting, and he goes and beats Germany and then progresses, then no, you can't say Southgate out because obviously got a clear plan. Sometimes I don't get that plan, and that's so good about football that it is just about opinions, especially when you sit here and talk about it. I've got a different opinion. Sophie now talking off camera. She's like, this is my starting 11. I was like, I wouldn't play the X, Y, and Z, or I'd do it this way round. Right now, Southgate in because the game's tomorrow. But if we go out tomorrow, do I see him continuing in? I know there's talk about him leading us to the World Cup next year as well, but if you get hammered tomorrow, no chance.
I agree with you. I think tomorrow's a big game for Southgate. And like I say, if we win it, I'll be like Southgate all the way. Southgate, that's what we go for. But if we lose, then for me, the football's just been a bit boring. And some of the players like Grealish and players like that, I feel like he's not getting the best out of them. We need to take a few more risks. So
that's Southgate, or do you think that's also who we've played And do you think we turn up against a bigger and better opposition? Because it'd be interesting to see tomorrow, obviously playing a big team.
Yeah.
If we show up, who gets credit? Because does Southgate get the credit, or does it the players?
Both. It's a team game. Both should get it. Definitely for me, both should get it. But it's mad, isn't it? Because you all know, like, once fans make their mind up, manager out or whatnot, or some fans will fluctuate from one game to the next. Fans are fickle. If Southgate brings home a trophy, don't get me wrong, England fans will absolutely love him, regardless of how boring some of the games have been, regardless of the fact that he hasn't played Grealish or he doesn't play Sancho for a minute. The whole tournament, if he brings back a trophy, I'm pretty sure most fans would accept that. That's the fact of it, isn't it? Because football fans are fickle. Robert says, evening, ladies, watching you guys from Oklahoma. Love the show. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much for tuning in, Oklahoma. Hope you're doing well. And glad that you're enjoying it. Hope you've been enjoying the Euros as well if you've been watching much of it. Switzerland are holding their own against France, Doug. It's very nearly half time. I'm pretty sure the whistle will be blown any second now. 1-0 Switzerland. I want France to win because of the sweepstake. I'll win on PS5 on Don Robbie's channel if France win. And I've been so confident since that draw. I think I'll take that. I can relax on about the sweepstake. Doesn't look that way at the minute, does it? Do you think France have got that? I mean, in some ways, us as well. That complacency. You come up against nations and they almost think they've already won. There's a lot of egos.
I think, like I said, we've come up against teams that probably we all think we should beat. But you look at this Euros and who's beaten who and who scored past who. Some of the score lines probably have just got a bit complacent. But I do think France had a very difficult group, and whether that's taken out of them a little bit.
Yeah, true.
But whereas we had a slow start, but you mean look at Czech Republic have gone through, beating Netherlands. Croatia took Spain all the way nearly into penalties. Nearly, they came back after being 3-1 down. So I think you look back at those two games and say we didn't do that badly against them.
Yeah, true. We haven't conceded. Yes, going forward, we've been underwhelming to say the least, but you win tournaments with a good defence, and so far so good for us in that respect. Yeah. I think it's just going forwards, like you say, we need to be a bit more clinical, and it's just a bit more creative. We've just been a bit slow, haven't we, and a bit apprehensive, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, half time in the France game. We're obviously going to give our predictions, so get your lineup predictions in for the game tomorrow. We'll do lineups first, and then we'll do a quick score prediction. So me and Meg have kind of discussed it off air, but we'll add to it in here. But we've got Pickford in goal. I've got Kyle Walker, Stones, Maguire, and Shaw as my back four. What's your defence, Meg? Do you agree with that, or would you make a change?
Yeah, I think he will go for Walker. Although I do think James would have been a shout as well. But I think just Kyle Walker. If you think in the first game against Croatia, where we all thought that would be the toughest game in the group stages, he went for Kyle Walker, and I think he'll go for experience in that particular position. Yeah.
That was my swaying point, is experience. And obviously that his pace can get us out of a lot of trouble as well. So I'm going to say Walker, Stones, Maguire and Shaw. Jack agrees with that as well. Ian's gone with the whole shebang here. So Walker, Stones, Maguire, Shaw. He's then gone for Henderson and Rice. I've gone for Rice and Phillips in there because I'm not sure how fit Henderson is. So I'm basing it off the previous game.
Rice and Phillips.
Are you matching with that as well?
Yeah.
Because to be fair, I was going to say against Croatia, against obviously one of the tougher teams that we've faced so far, them two shored it up, didn't they? I mean, Phillips' pressing in that game was surreal. Obviously, he created the goal. Yeah. Based on that, off our toughest game, they were great.
I think Henderson has got that experience and defensively shores us up a little bit more. But with Phillips, I feel like he's just got a bit more of a bite about him. He wants to go forward. He wants to go and win the ball higher up the pitch. Maybe a little bit more energy within that midfield as well from Phillips than there is from Henderson. So for me, I would start with Phillips. Yeah. Unless we're saying that we want to go out and get at them, I would put Phillips in that position to go out and get at them rather than Henderson, who would, like I said, secure us up a little bit more. But you want a bit of bite.
Yeah. And I'm guessing he's going for Grealish in the 10 there. And then I've got Sterling and Saka either side of Kane. So what I actually said was Rice and Phillips. Originally, I said Foden maybe in the 10. And I put Saka left, Sterling right, and then Kane up top. Mount, I mean, I can see Doug there's put Mount in. The only reason I am not putting Mount is because of fitness-wise, again, I don't know where he's at in terms of being out and training on his own because of the whole quarantine situation with him. So I've just ruled him out on that basis. But if he's fit, no doubt about it, for me, Mount will start. But I'm basing him, I'm not being in the last few games, so may kind of change my mind a little bit. So I've switched it up. I've gone now for Grealish in the cam, and then I've gone for Sterling and Foden either side of Harry Kane. So that's what I've gone for. So you replace Mount with Grealish in this lineup on the screen here, and pretty much that's what I've gone for. Meg, any changes to that?
No, I think there's such an argument about, how can you drop Saka? I've seen a lot about Saka being played because of his performance in the last game. But I also feel like when you've got a player like that you can also bring onto a pitch and change it up a little bit, then if he can perform like that for one game and bring it into the next game but off the bench, then that's a great option to have. But I just think Southgate will stick with what he went with against Croatia in the first game with Foden and Sterling and Kane in the middle. And like I said, the whole Mount situation, that's purely because Mount's not been training in the team. Like, he has been training on his own, but I think that cohesion of this is kind of like phases of play. They will have worked on that with perhaps somebody else in that 10 role. For me, I would go for Grealish.
Yeah, instead we need discipline, they've got Goretzka and Kimmich in the middle, 100%. Game could be won or lost in that midfield tomorrow. That's definitely a big area of the pitch where we need to dominate. Josh, I don't know if this is your ideal team or the one you actually think is going to be picked, but he's gone for Pickford, Trippier, Stones, Maguire, Shaw, Rice, Phillips, Grealish, Rashford, Kane and Sancho. Rashford and Sancho. That's a United fan talking there. Rashford and Sancho to start.
I think what you have said here about
I would love to see Bellingham.
Sancho has played within the Bundesliga week in, week out against these players, that he should know how to get at them. If anyone, and like Bellingham, if anybody should know how to get at these players or play around them, then Bellingham and Sancho are the ones who could unlock the German team. Yeah,
it's not a bad shout, to be fair. Not a bad shout. And I would love to see that, by the way. I'm not knocking it. I would love to see that. I just don't see Southgate. That's all I'm saying. I don't think he's going to be that risky with how he plays. But I'd love to see that. Doug said, I'm not sure Sancho will start. Transfer speculation has probably affected him. Could be. And that may be the issue with Harry Kane as well. Big up to Lee, Stone Cold Lee. Thank you so much. Always see your comments on the videos.
Yeah, and afterwards we always see it.
Yeah, always
check back on the comments.
Thank you so much. Trippier for set pieces, says Josh. Germany have players up front, so do you think we could go for a back five with Walker? Yes, that could also be an option. We know he's taken a lot of right back. Well, he would have had more, but we know that he likes his right backs in the squad. Yeah, could happen. Definitely. And like I say, I think Walker could be one of those third centre backs, couldn't he? He could be that right centre back, and then Reece James on the outside. Again, really good option. But given that, Meg, what's your score prediction? And getting in the chat, guys, give us your honest score predictions. How do you think England are going to do against Germany tomorrow? Be brutally honest. Come on, let's see. I want to see some positivity.
I am, you know me with my positive pants. I'm sticking with what I said before with a 2-1 to England. I do think it'll be very close. And I just think perhaps one goal will nick it if it's that close. I obviously like to see it done in 90 minutes as well, but I mean, a girl can dream, can't she?
Of course. I'll try to get Gaz. I spoke to Ricky a few days ago. He's doing well. Yeah, I think his Twitter account was suspended or something, and he said he couldn't be bothered to sort it out at the minute or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, he's doing really well. He said he's back after the Euros. I think he's doing some other stuff throughout the Euros, but yeah, he's fine.
He's having the off-season.
Yeah, he's having his pre-season. That's what he's doing, but he's also just fine. Doug says England 1, Germany 1. Germany to win on pens. Doug. David said 2-1, Sterling and Rashford. Like it. TikTok's clip says, I would say England on penalties. Like it.
I don't think I can hack watching it. Yeah. My heart would take it.
1-1 then lose. Germany to score first, but England to win 2-1. 2-0 to Germany, unless we wake up. That's just hope, Meg says. That's hope. It's coming out as Lone Star, please. I hope so.
A girl can dream about this. Done in 90 minutes and England to win.
Yeah.
You can just, this whole Euros, you can just not predict it. I mean, if someone told me that Switzerland would be winning at half time against France, wouldn't believe
Come on, France. Come on. And I might start singing the Kante song just to try and lift it.
Angolo, Kante.
It's so stuck in my head. Hopefully Kane isn't dropping too deep tomorrow. He's slow to get back up front if the team counter attack. Yeah, we've said that. Hopefully he doesn't push too high up the pitch. Selection, thank you so much for the super chats. It's 2-1. I doubt it. England have scored. Even scored 2 goals in one game so far. Yeah,
we basically scored. We could double our tally for the whole tournament in one game. That'd be great.
Come on.
You've got to have at some point. You've got to score, haven't you? So
unless you get knocked out, yeah, at some point. Hello to Gamer Girl. Hi to Gamer Girl. Still saying the Germans will romp it, says Curlers. North said 2-1 to Germany. It's a bit of a mixed bag.
COVID's got to Curlers, I think.
Yeah. And I did see the Spain-Croatia game. I was live for a bit of it doing my FIFA stream, but I did keep catching it. It was 1-1 when I came to start the FIFA stream. Then I saw the chat going mad. It was like 3-1, 3-2, 3-3. I was what? And then I had it on in the background.
The third goal for Croatia, just you could feel it come in, and obviously the 6 minutes of injury time, you just knew it was coming. But I will say I don't know the Spanish keeper's name off the top of my head.
What, Simon?
He made the horrendous mistake for the first goal, but during extra time he pulled out an almighty save from like 2 yards away from him. So fair play to him, because when you make a mistake like that, you've got to get on with the game. You've got to ignore it. And he obviously conceded, within the last couple of minutes of normal time. So fair play to him, because that's kind of the attitude that you want to see. Yeah, who knows? Is it Simon? There you go. Yeah. Thank you so much, Noel. Big up yourself. So bring it on Don Robert channel every Euro stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really enjoyed it. Everyone in the chat, if you were tuning in, I appreciate it. It's really hard for me to monitor the comments, obviously, because Rob is doing it on his little iPad. So I do try and dip in. So many positive comments. So I was watching yesterday.
Thank you.
I mean, so many marriage proposals in there, I think, as well. Robbie couldn't keep up with them, but no, you've been so good on the channel. So
thank you so much, Megan. As always, thanks for the support. I got a little shout out for Ladies in Red on there yesterday as well, which I was glad for. So appreciate that, and obviously the opportunities, appreciate them all. Good to hear Ricky's doing well. Big up to Emery. Thank you for tuning in. Big up to Tom as well. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, Meg, my prediction then. I think it's going to be a close game. I mean, I asked a woman who I work with earlier, and she said 3-2 to England. And I like the idea of that high goal scoring game. I don't know.
I like it. I don't think one team will win away with it. Yeah, I think we'll concede. I also think we'll be difficult to break down. I just hope that if we do concede, say we concede 2, that we don't just give up and crumble.
Yeah,
that's my only fear. I think once you get past, if you concede 2, you have got to stay strong and minimise damage at that point, because you've got to pull yourself back into it. So therefore, you've got to go for it, but just don't let them, as Curler said, don't rump it.
You know what? I'm going to go. This always seems to be my safe. If everything's going to be a close game, I always tend to go for the scoreline, but I'm going to do it again. 2-1, England. I'm going for England.
We're putting our positivity pants on. We'll be cheering on them on tomorrow.
2-1. I think Harry Kane will finally score, and I hope he does. And I would love to see a Grealish goal as well on the big stage. Grealish from his earned it.
That would be so good.
I would love to see that. In terms for them, knowing us, it'll be bloody Werner. That's what I'm saying. Knowing us, it'll be bloody Werner. I feel like Morata scoring today against Switzerland. Switzerland must be thinking, it had to be him. It was a good goal, to be fair. It did, and to be fair, I'm happy for him. I'm happy that
he took it down really well, and he made sure it went in the back of the net, didn't he? There was no messing about with it.
I can't knock Morata today. I can't knock him, to be fair. Tom said a Meg Wire winner. That would be nice as well. Guys, we're going to round off this one. Thank you so much. Me and Meg will be doing a cool down tomorrow night. Obviously, the game is a 5 p.m. kickoff, I believe, so we won't be around for the actual game. But later on in the night, we'll do a cool down, probably about 8 o'clock. Obviously, I'll confirm that with Meg. Yeah, even not crying. Hopefully, it'll be a nice positive one. But yeah, we'll do a cool down after the game, 8 o'clock tomorrow. So a recap. Obviously, come over and share your thoughts as well. Hopefully, we'll see a smiling chat. That's what we're hoping for. But thank you so much, everyone who's tuned in.
Watch the game in peace. Make sure you're watching properly. Make sure you're cheering on England.
Yeah, thank you so much again, Selection, for the contribution. Really appreciate your support. We're getting smacked, sadly, 3-1 Germany, unless we pull something out the bag. Germany creating a lot of chances. If they are on their A game, it's a wrap. Yeah, we need definitely to bring our A game, and we haven't seen that yet, have we?
Yeah.
But I agree. If we don't bring our A game, we could definitely get punished and punished badly.
If Germany bring theirs and we don't bring ours.
Yeah, I dread to think.
Yeah.
I dread to
But
think.
we might turn up. I'm going for that we're going to turn up.
Hopefully. But guys, if you want to, please do hit the sub button on Ladies in Red. I think we're almost at 15.1k now. So yeah, please let's keep that progress going and share the channel. We'd appreciate that. If you have missed your comments, we don't do it on purpose. Just drop a comment on the video afterwards and we'll recap there and obviously reply there as well too. Yeah, but yeah, I love the community that we're building here. It's fantastic. And Doug said just the channel's going places. Thank you for that. But yeah, we keep pushing. Keep up the content. Hair dry treatment video will be out on Wednesday. Again, I'll be recording that in the next few hours, hopefully. So that'll be out on Wednesday. So who gets a hair dry treatment this week, you will find out. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with a cool down. Fingers crossed England win. Until then, guys, stay positive, keep smiling, and we'll see you soon.
It's coming home!